Hey guys, so if you're part of my book club, you might have seen some of the books I'm about to share with you. I wanted to film a video all about some of the books that I've been reading recently, and I'm also going to share a few over on my Instagram, so definitely go check out my Instagram. But I have this stack in front of me, and let's go ahead and get started. So again, if you're a part of my book club, you know that we read this book last month, and I could not put this down. This is from Jodi Picoult. This is called Small Great Things, and this book was actually recommended to me from my mom-in-law. If you're watching, thank you so much. I have just completely been in love with her writing. Jodi Picoult is an amazing writer. You might recognize her name because she has several books out. One of the books that she wrote actually got turned into a movie called My Sister's Keeper, so that's why you might recognize her name, I think possibly from that movie. But I'm going to go ahead and read just the inside flap, just a paragraph of it. Ruth Jefferson is a labor and delivery nurse at Connecticut Hospital with more than 20 years experience. During her shift, Ruth begins a routine checkup on a newborn, only to be told a few minutes later that she's been reassigned to another patient. The parents are white supremacists and don't want Ruth, who is African American, to touch their child. The hospital complies with their request, but the next day the baby goes into cardiac distress while Ruth is alone in the nursery. Does she obey orders or does she intervene? And I'll just leave it at that. Whew! This book made me upset. I really felt for Ruth, and I love this book because it's written from different perspectives of 3 different characters. Oh my gosh, I just got chills talking about this book. If you have not checked this book out, you definitely need to. And this is pretty new. This one came out in 2016, but it's told from 3 different characters' perspective, from Ruth, from her lawyer Kennedy, and also from the white supremacist father. I think this book is very important, and it made me think, it made me question things, and I would definitely recommend you guys check out this book. And definitely go follow my book club. I'll put links down below. But moving on to the next book, this is one I actually just finished reading. This is I Give You 2 Weeks, and this is by Jesse Garcia, and this is a memoir from a young author. In this book, Jesse shares his experience of losing loved ones, and he also shares his experience of growing up in foster homes. And during the midst of all of that, he found hope. He also shares quite a bit about his religion and his beliefs, and I think that's really important to talk about. I think it's important to share conversations about that, about what you believe in and why you believe in it. And I'll read you the back of the book. So this is just a quick summary. This memoir leads you through the hills and valleys of life. Jesse leads you through some of the most gut-wrenching moments in life while he seeks the answer we all look for at some point. This story is jam-packed with tears, laughter, and it leaves you wondering at the end of the book. So that's I Give You 2 Weeks, and I'll put, again, all the books down below in the description bar so you guys can check them out. But moving on to this month's book club pick, you guys might recognize this from the bestsellers list. This is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I just finished this as well. I like to read several books at the same time. That's why I wanted to film this video. So at the beginning of this book, we're following Mia and her daughter Pearl, and they move to Shaker Heights. Shaker Heights is a pretty small suburban area. Everything's like perfectly planned. Everything's just, in my opinion, kind of boring. The writing is not boring, the story is not boring, but you know, Shaker Heights is just kind of you know, everyone sticks to the rules, does their thing. And reading from the inside flap, in Shaker Heights, a placid, progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned, from the layout of the winding roads, to the colors of the houses, to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Eleanor Richardson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Boring! Enter Mia Warren. Her character is my favorite in this book. An enigmatic artist and single mother who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter, Pearl, and rents a house from the Richardsons. Soon Mia and Pearl become more than tenants. All 4 Richardson children are drawn to the mother-daughter pair, but Mia carries with her a mysterious past and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. When old family friends of the Richardsons attempt to adopt a Chinese-American baby, a custody battle erupts that dramatically divides the town and puts Mia and Alina on opposing sides. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Alina is determined to uncover the secrets in Mia's past, but her obsession will come at unexpected and devastating costs. There's also plenty of reviews on the back of this book that just really excite me. There's Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, and at the top here you'll see a positive review from Jodi Picoult. Hey! So moving on to the next book. This is something I'm actually currently reading. I have not finished it yet. I'm a little more than halfway through. I don't know, I'm like squinting at my book. But this is a book from Roald Dahl, and it's a collection of ghost stories that he actually put together for a children's series, and that series never happened. They actually filmed a pilot, and basically that pilot got rejected because it had to deal with religion. But this is a collection of ghost stories that he had for that series, and I just love this because it's from several amazing writers, just such talented writers. It's hard to write a ghost story. I've tried doing this before, and he actually talks about it at the beginning of the book where, you know, there's so many ghost stories out there, but he really wanted to search for the best ones. The ones that give you the creeps, the ones where you may not see the ghost, but you definitely feel like a presence. That's what this book is all about, and I like to read like one short story a day, and I'll go back to whatever else I'm reading. Okay, so I'm actually going to share with you guys a spoiler alert, sneaky peek of the book that I've picked for next month's book club pick. This is Hunger from Roxane Gay. I've read her writing just online with articles and posts and things like that, but I've never actually read one of her books, and I've wanted to for so long, and I was actually going to pick this for January's book, but then I ended up picking the other. Anyway, I just flip-flop like that. So this is a book that I'm so excited to read. I haven't started it yet. I'm really excited to get into this book. I also feel like it might be an emotional roller coaster because I have a kind of similar history with Roxane Gay. She was raped as a child, and so was I. You guys probably saw my video on being molested by a family member, and that went on for years of my childhood, and I saw that we kind of have a similar history, and she really dives into that in this book. And I'll just read you a quote from the back of the book. This is from Anne Patchett. She says, "It turns out that when a wrenching past is confronted with wisdom and bravery, the outcome can be compassion and enlightenment, both for the reader who has lived through this kind of unimaginable pain and for the reader who knows nothing of it. Roxane Gay shows us how to be decent to ourselves and decent to one another. Hunger is an amazing achievement in more ways than I can count." So I feel like I know going into this book it's going to be hard to read. I know it's going to be hard to read because she said herself this was the hardest book she's ever written. So if you'd like to be a part of my book club, I highly recommend it. I pick a new book every month, and I hope you guys check out these books. I love reading so much. I just love getting into someone's writing. I am a writer myself, and I just love anything I can get my hands on. And I'll also share some other books that I have kind of been reading along with these on my Instagram, so definitely check out that. But I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, bye!